Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of the Free Game Review series. In this series, I'm going to be reviewing free games from Epic Games, Twitch Prime, and anywhere else. Today's game is World of Goo, which is free on Epic Games until May 16th. This game was created by indie developer 2D Boy in 2008 and is categorized as a puzzle game. The game has also won many awards and was given a rating of 90 by Metacritic. So let's get started. Here's how to claim a free game from Epic Games. Open up the Epic Games launcher and go to the Store tab on the left. At the top, you will see the free game available and you should click on it. Then, you'll want to hit the free button, which will take you to the order screen. As you can see in the order details, it ends up being $0. So all you have to do is hit Place Order and you're done. Now you'll have the ability to install the game and play. Before I get to the review, I want to give a quick overview of the game. The objective of the game is to get the goo balls from point A to point B being a pipe that sucks up the goo balls. To get to the pipe, you have to connect the goo balls to build up, over, or down to the pipe location until you are close enough for the pipe to suck in the goo. The goo balls move randomly along the goo structure you build, and the game adds physics, which makes the structure quite wobbly, particularly when trying to build up. These features add some challenge to the game as you are trying to build. As you progress through the game, you will encounter new types of goo balls that have different capabilities to keep things interesting. For example, the black goo balls cannot disconnect from each other after being placed, but green goo balls can be disconnected for replacement. In total, there are 4 chapters plus an epilogue, each with various levels. Each level has a goal count for how many goo balls you need to collect at the end of the level. If you collect more than the goal, the extra goo balls get sent to your World of Goo corporation. The corporation is basically a free play area where you can build to your heart's content with all your extra goo balls that you collected. There is infinite space to build in the corporation, however, it has a limit of housing 300 goo balls. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the review. So as I'm reviewing, I'm looking at 5 main factors: appeal, feel, noob friendliness, replayability, and funness. Appeal includes sensory aspects such as the artwork and music. Feel is a bit different. It's more about the mechanics of the game and how the gameplay feels. Noob friendliness is just how easily a new player could pick up the game. Replayability is exactly what it sounds like, and same for funness. So let's start with appeal. As far as first impressions go, the appeal stood out to me instantly. As soon as I logged in, the music began to play and it already had me bobbing along. Aesthetically, the artwork is very cute, cartoony, and smooth, which makes it easy to look at. I also love the little cinematics they add occasionally between levels and even at the start of a level. Another thing that adds to the appeal is how the goo balls light up when you scroll over them so that you know which goo ball you are selecting. The only downside is that all the extra goo balls you collect that go to your corporation turn into normal black goo balls. So for that, I'm giving this game 9.5 out of 10 for appeal. Good job. Next is feel. There are 2 main mechanics that I could identify in this game. One is picking up and placing goo, and the second is scrolling the screen. Any other interactions with the game are minimal. When picking up goo balls, it was sometimes difficult because they were constantly moving around. And when placing the goo balls, it was difficult because the structure would wobble due to the physics in the game, and so the goo balls wouldn't be able to connect properly. This caused a lot of flying goo balls in my case. It's just like throwing goo balls everywhere. In terms of scrolling the screen, the only way to do it was to edge scroll. The edge scroll could be quite sensitive, which made it difficult to navigate the screen at times. I would have preferred the ability to turn off edge scroll and swap to WASD movement. This way, I would have more control of where my screen is looking and maybe decrease some of the chaos that's going on. For this, I've decided to give the game a 7 out of 10 for feel. The next factor is noob friendliness. I'll first start by saying this game has no guided tutorial. And if you aren't very perceptive, you might not notice those signs in each level, spewing exclamation points for you to click on them. These signs give some guidance, but aren't very specific. There is one sign in the first level that tells you the basics, but that's about it. Despite this, I personally didn't find it a hard game to pick up as it's not extremely complex, so for that, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for noob friendliness. Next is replayability. This game has a clear start and finish point based on the chapters available. However, it does add some other features, such as the World of Goo Corporation, which I mentioned is a free play area where you can build, reset, and build as much as you want. This is great for those of you who are more creative or experimental. It could also be a good place to practice. Another thing they've added are the OCD criteria, which actually stands for Obsessive Completion Distinction Criteria. These are additional goals you can attempt to complete for each level. So if you're one of those people who have to complete every challenge, this could give you more to do. With all of this in mind, I really don't see a whole lot of replayability after you've completed each chapter, so for that, I'll give it a 6 out of 10 for replayability. Lastly, we have funness. If you like the game Polybridge, you will probably like this game as well. It is similar in the sense that you are building a structure to reach from point A to point B successfully.
Oh no! It popped!
I also want to touch upon the storyline. Honestly, I don't really understand what's going on, but what I do know from the sign painter is that the goo balls are supposedly delicious and don't know it. In addition, each level has the option to skip the level, which essentially you could skip to the end of the game without successfully completing each level. In doing this, I wouldn't feel that I've really accomplished anything.
You can skip level? I feel like that's cheating.
I personally thought the game was great in the beginning, but as time went on, I began to lose interest. That's not to say I wouldn't play it again, but I probably wouldn't play it again for an hour and a half straight. It's more a game you come back to maybe once a day and complete just a few levels in one sitting. So for that, I've decided to give it an 8 out of 10 for funness. Now that we've gone through each factor, the final total score is 79. I multiplied the individual factors by 2 to put it on a scale of 100. So out of 100, a score of 0 to 59 means I'm likely gonna uninstall the game. 60 to 79 means I'm on the fence and may revisit it later. Then an 80 to 100 means I approve of the game and strongly encourage you to try it too. So that means I'm on the fence for World of Goo. Now some of you may think my score is a bit harsh considering the high praise it's received by other critics. However, reviews are always going to be a bit subjective, and mine is no exception. Overall, I think the game has a lot of appeal, and if you like puzzle games like Polybridge, I would encourage you to try it out and see for yourself. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see me review other free or non-free games, let me know in the comments down below. And if you'd like to see more of these types of videos, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell button so that you can be notified when I upload a new video. Thanks again, bye!